entire time he's been president, going far longer than any president in at least 100 years. And you go back much beyond that, and presidents didn't really brief the press. It was an entirely different universe in Washington back then than it is today and has been in recent generations. And, Melissa, the high stakes are not only the issues that Biden will have to address, but whether or not he is able to hold together off the teleprompter. I mean, tripping up the steps to Air Force One, seeming to not know where he is half the time, misspeaking, calling Harris president that she may be before you know it, courtesy of the 25th Amendment. I don't know. But is he completely losing it? I think if he is, unless they closely manage this, and we'll be watching for that this afternoon, and have everything all prearranged somehow, I think it may well be his presidency's on the line with how well he performs. What do you think?
Please. But as well as I think everybody that's listening and watching us on social media, that, this is going to be softball questions all prepared ahead of time. There's not going to be any room for mistakes, and Nancy's going to be in his ear the entire time. No, we don't answer those.
Pelosi?
We don't do
that was
that.
another deal, wasn't it? That
I think they'll do it again. They did it once, or maybe even better, Obama.
I don't think he can pull that stuff off with somebody else in his ears programming him. I think that takes a lot. As a news anchor for years on television, I can tell you that it was very, very difficult to take information in the ear from a producer, which was done through an earpiece, and that's what you're suggesting here, and then regurgitate it in a cogent way and that everybody could understand. And Joe Biden's brain is not going to be able to process that. Joe's not going to use the word
cogent, so that's going to be helpful.
Well, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see because, they're going to have to. It'll be obvious if they refuse to open it up to questions like, from Fox and Peter Doocy, who is the nemesis of Jen Psaki, the press secretary, every single day, and other people as well across the political spectrum in the press. It'll be obvious if they haven't done that, and they're going to catch hell for it if they are trying to
here's the thing.
Manage this thing.
They've already shut down press conferences due to things that Biden has done. They've walked him physically off the stage and pushed reporters away who were asking any questions that Biden might have mumbled through his face mask, some sort of incoherent answer to. And if there's a strong breeze in the building from the air conditioning, he's going to fall over. So there's that.
Yesterday was interesting because and we're talking about the border situation, he's taken this issue because it's too hot for him to handle and too complicated, dished it off to Vice President Kamala Harris, was trying to sell us on that and more on their approach, which is not going to work with the border crisis of their own making. I'll explain in a moment. But at the end of that, he turns to his off-stage chief of staff, Ron Klain, and he says, now who do I turn it over to now, Ron? And of course, it wasn't. And it was just like, Mr. President, thank you very much. That's it. Okay, time for the press to leave right now.
Exactly.
And they're all screaming, what about the border? What about the border? And he's just through the mask, just the blank stare eyes looking around like, where am I?
It's exactly what I was talking about. I mean, it's not going to happen tonight. These questions are pre-prepared. There is a line of deals, of softball areas that you can approach, and they're going to cut. I mean, look, don't you think there's someone going to be in the TV broadcast room hovering over the dump button, literally?
I don't know how they can do that because if they do that, it's going to be obvious, and they're going to catch all kinds of heck on that.
Do it with a different camera angle and go to something that's prepared.
1:15 p.m. today, and we'll be watching, and it'll be covered widely, and we'll see how that plays tomorrow. There's never been, in my memory, a more high-stakes